Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another review. There's another paid request, this time for Broad Stipe. And for those interested in requesting any type of review, re-review, commentary, topic, reaction, commentary, randomness, out of the blueness, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the 2005 film, The Dukes of Hazzard. And I enjoy this film. I've always enjoyed this movie. Now, granted, it's maybe because I did not grow up with the TV show. I've seen bits and pieces of the TV show, but I didn't grow up with it. And maybe because I don't have a big nostalgia or whatever you want to call it with that show. I think the movie's fun. I think the car chase sequences are actually fairly well directed. It's all in camera. It's pretty much all done for real. I thought the director, the same director who did Super Troopers, he actually did a very capable job shooting its action sequences. You get some pretty rousing car chase scenes. The soundtrack, I mean, come on, you got car chase scenes to AC/DC's If You Want Blood, You Got It, and another one with AC/DC's Shoot to Thrill. I mean, you give me car chase scenes with AC/DC in the background, you touch a bit of my heart. It's kind of hard for me to hate you. And I like Sean William Scott. I like Johnny Knoxville. I thought they worked rather well together. Jessica Simpson is there to be sexy, and she's very sexy with her short shorts, Daisy Dukes. Burt Reynolds, may he rest in peace, is Boss Hogg. He's having fun, and of course they cast him because Smokey and the Bandit. And it's a lot better. I'm sorry, John Schneider of the Dukes of Hazzard. I know you hate this film, as well as the other people who hated from the original show who hated this film. John Schneider, if you somehow see this, this is better than the fucking film you directed that was your homage to Smokey and the Bandit. Stand on it. If I talked to that movie, I'd be like, hey movie, stand on this. Sorry, John Schneider, this movie is better than your fucking movie that you directed and starred in. And it's funny, like 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street's not everyone's cup of tea, but I enjoyed it. And I would say it's funnier than this film, but that film comes out. It's not like the TV show. It's more of a comedy. It's R-rated. And they go the extra mile where they kill off the characters from the show. And if you're a big fan of the show, like my friend Effrey hates the movie, 21 Jump Street. One of the reasons is because they kill off characters from the show, which he enjoyed. I didn't grow up with the show, but I 110% understand why Effrey hates the film for that. It'd be like X-Files. I love the X-Files. Granted, they already fucked up with the reboot. But if they did a movie of the X-Files, another movie, but it was a comedy, R-rated comedy, and they bring in Fox Mulder, Dana Scully, and then they get killed and vaporized, I'd be fucking pissed too. So I don't blame people for hating it. Not at all. I can understand that. This movie didn't do that. It didn't kill off the Dukes. It was its own thing. I thought the plot, well, it's nothing special. That's kind of the movie. The plots of the show, for the bits and pieces I remember, because I didn't grow with it, but I've seen clips. I read up a little bit about it, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe those plots were absolutely gobsmacking original and creative, but it seemed like they were kind of, typical for what they are. And I think this did a lot of things right. And my point was, 21 Jump Street, like, yeah, even killed off characters from the show. It did all this stuff, but that got the thumbs up. Again, I enjoy those films. I'm fine at the end of the thumbs up, but people were fine with those films. But this film was so bad that it was nominated for the worst picture of the year. It gets a 5.1 IMDb, and it got all this hate, again, from the original cast of the show, among others. I'm like, I don't think this film's that bad. It's fun, it's entertaining, the car chases work. I think the actors do their job. Like Willie Nelson, I think is fun as Uncle Jesse. He's having a ball. Burt Reynolds, again, I miss Burt Reynolds. He's having fun as Boss Hogg. He's trying to do the accent that Boss Hogg had in the original show. Johnny Knoxville, Sean William Scott. Maybe they're not like Bo and Luke Duke of the show, but they try to do their own thing, and I'm fine with it. And yeah, I think they worked well together, but I like those two actors. Of course, Johnny Knoxville, he's going to be a Jackass forever, which I look forward to. Sean William Scott's kind of disappeared. I think for a number of reasons. I know around 2011 he had some, I don't know if it's health issues, addiction issues, but he put himself into a care center, and then maybe something was going on that he wants to keep away from Hollywood so he could keep his health going. He was in the third season of that Lethal Weapon TV show. That didn't do him any favors. And then films he were in were flops. Bulletproof Monk, which was an awful film, that flopped. Mr. Woodcock, that flopped. I mean, you think of what other big films Sean William Scott has been in other than American Pie. Not a whole lot. And this film did make money, but sadly what fucked it up was, because the budget seems rather high, well, that's because Warner Brothers fucked up. Warner Brothers, who distributed this, you see the Warner Bros. Logo, they're like, we're going to make a movie based on the Dukes of Hazzard. What they forgot, what they didn't know, was that that TV show was based on a movie called Moonrunners. A movie called Moonrunners back in the 70s was made. I just made a bit of coin. Oh, let's make a TV show based on that, and it was called The Dukes of Hazzard. But the people who made the film, they didn't realize, so shit. The people who produced Moonrunners, they said, if you want to make any movies or stuff, you need our permission. They didn't get that. Oh, you're up shit creek. You're in the middle of making it. Now we can ask whatever the fuck money we want. So Warner Bros., they had to pay $17.5 million to be able to finish their movie. Now that upped the budget quite a bit before, which is, that fucked them up. And so, while this did make money, that's why there's never a sequel made, because they didn't make as much of a profit, plus the bad critical reputation. I think there was some, like, direct-to-video prequel thing with different actors. Whatever. Not gonna bother with that. Just one of the reasons I like about the film is the cast. The cast do their jobs well. Let's see. I mean, the plot is pretty simple. Bo and Luke Duke, they moonshine. They deliver the moonshine that Uncle Jesse and company make. On one of their trips, Johnny Knoxville's trying to get some poontang. He just chased off, and they have to drive off and get chased. And like I said, the action scenes, the way they're edited, the way, again, from the director's Super Troopers, hey, this guy wanted to do sort of his ode of Smokey and the Bandit, which works better here than it does when John Schneider did it. Like, John Schneider, this is how you direct car chase scenes. This is how you direct action sequences, John Schneider. I just mentioned it because I just saw his fucking movie not too long ago. This is how you do it. Knoxville and Sean William Scott work well together. William Nilsson, he's having fun with Uncle Jesse. I like his bad jokes. What happens if you give a politician for Viagra? He gets taller. Let's see, what was another one? Oh, what's the similarities between a blonde and a tornado? There's a lot of fucking and blowing, and then you lose your... No, I think he says sucking. I fucked up the joke, but, you know, what's the... How did he word it? How's a blonde and a tornado similar? There's a lot of sucking and blowing, and then you lose your house. So yeah, they're purposely bad jokes, but they still made me laugh, because it was Willie Nelson saying them, and they were still kind of funny for how bad they are. The politician Viagra, he gets taller. And it's like Jessica Simpson, she still to look hot, and she fucking does. She's... You can't do that nowadays, because that's too sexist. But the good old days, even 2005 was the good old days, sad to say. Compared to today, and in Burt Reynolds, Linda Carter, Wonder Woman herself, is in the film as one of their friends, Pauline, not Paulie, like yo Paulie, but Pauline. So always I see Linda Carter. She's not in the film a lot, but she's in it like 3 or so times. Still nice to see her, Linda Carter, the real Wonder Woman, the actual Wonder Woman, in my opinion. This one guy, Sheev, this quirky guy that they meet who believes in CIA conspiracies and wears like armadillo hats. I thought the actor did a good job, and I recognize the actor. I can't remember his name. He was in Super Troopers. He was the guy in Super Troopers that they got naked, powdered donut on his body. Like he was kind of the butt of the joke in Super Troopers a lot. He's in this. I don't know what those guys have done, the Super Trooper guys. I guess there was Super Troopers 2, there was Club Dread. I don't know if they did much else. And I watched the unrated cut, which was nice because you get some titties. Because there's a point where they find these core samples, they gotta go to college to see what these core samples are about, and when they enter, I like Shalom Scott's "fuck me." I think he's like "fuck me running," and you just see titties everywhere, beautiful, luscious titties. You be a baby once again. Titties, titties everywhere, titties in my underwear, just titties everywhere, titty, titty, titty. I approve. I approve. Nice titties too. Go check out the unrated cut. Because I think when this came out, it was PG-13. Let's see. Oh, the action scenes. Like, there's a bit where they get the safe, they pull it out. And then at one point, John Knottsville is wrapped around a tree. Sean William Scott hoofs it with his vehicle. And Johnny Knoxville's being dragged on this safe. He did some good stunt work. Some nice wide shots. Like the director knows. I can't pronounce his last name. Jay Chandrasekhar. Yeah, I can't pronounce his last name, but he knows that you gotta put it in the wide shot to get the full effect of the danger of what's going on when the stuff is done in camera. And the certain angles, it's not cut too quick, so I don't understand what's going on. And there were moments of humor I did like Cooter, who fixes the car. He's like, hey, can I get a blowjob from Daisy? Yeah, that ain't happening. Can I get some of her clothes? That ain't happening. Okay, how about you win the race for me? And then you pay me, because that's how this works, okay? Like, I fix your car, you pay me. That bit made me chuckle. Or when they're talking to a guy, you guys say you're Japanese? We converted. I know that's a dumb joke, but it did make me chuckle. The one casting I thought was way off the mark was MC Gainey, who he's been in a few films. He was the prisoner pilot in Con Air. He's been in a lot of other stuff. He plays Rosco P. Coltrane, and in this version they make Rosco the intimidating villain, big, like heavier type of. I don't know why they went with that decision, because the couple things people remember from Dukes of Hazzard is the car, which they get the car right. Car looks great. And the car is one of the stars of the movie. Easily one of the stars of the movie. A lot of good sequences, stunt scenes, jumps, calls with that car. It does the General Lee car justice. But they also remember Roscoe P. Coltrane and how James Best acted with that role and that portrayal. I don't know why they went in such a different direction for that. As my neighbor is pounding, of course, as I'm recording, He's got a pound, of course. Anyway. Oh, now I say that, then it stopped. Maybe he's heard me from osmosis. But as I was saying with this, the MC Danny, I don't know why you went in that direction. I thought it was the bad call. I think you could have had a... Because this is not a film you take seriously. It's a silly comedy. It's a goofy comedy. I would rather have someone try... Like, Burt Reynolds does try to do the accent of Boss Hogg. And Willie Nelson, you could buy as Uncle Jesse. Like, this guy, if he wasn't called Rosco P. Coltrane, I wouldn't have noticed at all. Like, you could have had someone else kind of portray James Best in that type of similarity in acting style. Not say it has to be a carbon copy, but you could try for that. Again, they went in a different direction. I thought it was a mistake. Because MC Danny, I did not care for in this movie. I thought he was of the bunch, he was the guy that stuck out. At least for me. Yes, they do play off the fact that the General Lee, because it gets wrecked, and then Cooter fixes it, and then he paints the Confederate flag on top, and when they're going off to the college, people are either praising it or people are shitting on him for it. And sadly, with this movie, you had to bring that up. Because there are people who get offended by the Confederate flag. That's why the TV show isn't really shown much nowadays in syndication. They pretty much took the Dukes of Hazzard off TV because of the General Lee and the Confederate flag. And I'm like, well, the Confederate flag doesn't mean racism. I thought it meant like a rebel, rebellion, rebel yell. I think there's other connotations to the Confederate flag. But again, they just go to racism and it's like slavery. I'm like, that's not really... There's more to it than that, but whatever. But they do mention on the show, and it's one of those things that, Sally, you had to mention it. But at least they try to do it kind of a funny way. And pretty much Boss Hogg, they want to strip mine Hazard County, so the boys have to go save the day. So Sean William Scott gets put into this race to get the people there, while Giant Knoxville Uncle Jesse are fucking up the cops and the cop cars to get Sean William Scott more leeway to win the race. And you get some really nice action. Again, you got scene before with Johnny Knoxville shooting an arrow with a little explosive like he was a C4 arrow, which I'm a sucker for, being a Rambo fan. Shoots the car, really beautiful shot, shoots the front of the car, the front of the cop car blows up. I thought that looked really cool and badass. And in the city, Sean William Scott finds out that John Knoxville was messing with this lady that he liked. So yeah, then the track turns to AC/DC's "If You Want Blood, You Got It," and Sean William Scott just watching, and John Knoxville's like, "Can you look at the road? Look at the road, man. It was supposed to be my time." That did make me laugh. And again, you got fun action scenes with the AC/DC, and then later on, shoot the thrill. Almost said shoot the kill. Even I forget what the song is when Uncle Jesse, Willie Nelson, and John Knoxville, they're throwing Molotov cocktails at the cop cars to help out Sean William Scott. I like the song. I forget the song used, but I thought it worked well for the scene. Like I said, it's pretty well done action scenes for this type of movie. And things work out in the end. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's only 90-some minutes long. Well, I guess technically it's 100 minutes long, but it didn't feel that long. So technically it's an hour and 40-some minutes long, but it didn't feel that way. And I also like that the humor does not try to go for the gross out gags. It doesn't go for farts. doesn't go for shits, doesn't go for piss, doesn't go for pubic hair. Like, it doesn't do that like a lot of the newer edgy comedies try to do. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that quite a bit. It didn't try to go in that lowbrow direction on that front. And so I watch this film, I'm like, I don't understand the big hatred for this movie. I don't understand what's so damn bad about the film. I don't get it. I still don't. I don't think it deserves the 5.1 rating. Don't think it deserves the bad rep that it gets. And like I said, the cast for the most part work well together. The action scenes are fun. The soundtrack fits fairly well. The two leads I thought had good chemistry with each other. And had some of the better car chase scenes that you wouldn't expect. Maybe you should with a film The Dukes of Hazzard, but I thought the director did a good job with that. Idea for a guy that's not known for action, he handled that fairly well. So yeah, film doesn't deserve its bad reputation, at least in my opinion. Bit of an underrated film. I would say it's an underrated comedy. It's a fun one. It's not a 5 out of 5 star comedy, but I think it's a lot better than its reputation suggests. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.